Hey everybody, I'm Bryan Regala. I'm an outdoor gear expert, gear tester for Outside Magazine, and I am a Wayfarian as well. So my wife Sarah and I are actually out running some errands right now in our van. And that might sound like a really boring video, but we want to do it because we want to talk about just how practical this thing is. You know, when we got our van, we knew that we were going to use it for camping, obviously, and for road trips. But we didn't really realize how practical it was going to be just for like day-to-day use and how many errands we were going to take it on. Picking up lumber like we're doing today from Home Depot for a project we're working on later. Works great. You can just put, 12-foot long boards in here, no problem. Okay, super easy to park. That's one of my favorite things about this van. It's the biggest van that Wayfarer offers. This is the Walt, which is the 159 ProMaster, and it still fits in a standard parking spot.
Tell me what you're doing.
We're gonna load all this stuff in the van. These things are like 12 feet long.
Do you think they're gonna fit?
I sure do.
Wow,
It's 6 feet longer than my truck bed.
that's impressive.
I should have loaded those last. We got room for more errands too.
Perfect, because we have more errands to do. So I thought that when we got the van, it would sort of sit in our driveway, and I was very concerned about having 3 vehicles and that it wasn't a very, smart decision for the family. And then what I found is that we drive the van, I would say, as much as our other 2 vehicles, for sure. We have a commuter vehicle, then we have the truck. But it turns out that this is actually kind of in the middle of the 2, and it's easier to drive around town than the truck is. It's easier to park than the truck is. It gets significantly better gas mileage. So it's sort of like we have our hybrid that is our commuter, and then we have this, which gets great gas mileage and is super convenient. And then we have the truck, which is, has different purposes. I think it's been interesting how much it sort of changes when we're doing errands and things like that, where it's so easy to just like flip the fridge on and it's like, oh, I'm going to take my lunch with me for the day. I'm going to throw in some drinks. I'm going to not have to stop everywhere and, buy lunch or this or that. And then, like you can stop and wash your hands if you need to while you're out doing stuff. Or if you have the dog in here, you can turn on the AC while you leave the car for a little bit without having to leave the car on. It just sort of has changed kind of how errands work and how we think about them. We, again, use it for putting large things in here because it's just so much easier to put something in the back of this than it is to get it up on top of the tailgate in the truck. I think we've just found that it's really useful. And I get asked the most about, well, isn't it kind of big and bulky to drive around town? And I think, we have the largest conversion that they do. So we have a really big van platform. And I don't notice it at all. After driving this one around, we even talked about getting the smaller van. And I was like, well, why would we have a smaller van when this one was easy as can be? I mean, I parallel park this thing in downtown and it's not a problem at all. Some of my finest moments. But with the backup camera and all of the kind of features it has, it's just really easy to drive. And I don't have any issue driving through traffic and parking in parking lots in it. So it's very simple.
How'd it go in there?
Right? Got my groceries. Now, I don't think we're going very far, so I don't know if I need to put things in the refrigerator, but I often do put my cold stuff in the refrigerator so that I can keep running errands and I don't have to time everything out perfectly based on the groceries, which is nice. But I think for now, I'll just leave these up here.
So we're back from running errands today. Not only did we get a bunch of lumber and some other materials in here that would have been pretty difficult to do in either of our other vehicles, including my truck. Picked up a bunch of video gear for a shoot tomorrow. One thing that continually surprises us is how much we use the van not for camping. You know, we knew this was going to be our camper van, our road trip vehicle, adventure vehicle, all that sort of stuff. What we did not think is that we would just use it all the time for things other than camping, right? Getting groceries, going to the hardware store, running errands around town, going to yard sales or garage sales and putting giant cactuses in here, right? All sorts of different uses for this thing. It's a mobile dog kennel. The list goes on. And I think that's something that's really neat to us, is that not only did we get an awesome camper van, but we just got this great practical vehicle that we use every single day. You know, more practical uses for the van too. Sometimes you need to move some baby goats. Come on, guys, let's go. Come on. Come on.
Off on the next adventure.
You never know what adventure a goat might need to go on, so the van's perfect for that. Oh, goat party! Okay, now we gotta go.